like it?
It was good. It was good.
It was awesome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
New Year fever. It's Friday and we are back with Opinion Live on VNTV. My name is Kelvin FNK.
And I am Mariana Mwankwa.
So a lot is happening, or a lot has happened in the past couple of days now. So we're bringing to you a brief discussion on all these trending stories. First and foremost, we have trending stories in Ghana about the crime situations, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be discussing that. And later on, we'll discuss how a general, I wouldn't say a general, I would say a top official in Nigerian police has come out to say that a police person or a police personnel searching your phone, it's illegal, of course, without permit. Details of all the stories and a lot of videos we have for you right here. We'll also be joined later on by Tony, a film critic, to discuss the state of the Ghanaian film industry. So all these are what we have on today's program.
Let's take a breather, and when we come back, we delve into it.
Enjoy a wide variety of quality content on VNTV. Only on VNTV. Watch talk shows like The Opinion for political and social discussion. Sports Hub for all your sports news. I want to know what's trending? Oops, we got you with social media trends.
Download VNTV app from Google Play Store.
And enjoy all of our awesome programs. Local and foreign movies whenever, wherever. VNTV, powerhouse of entertainment.
Welcome back from that breather. Today's discussion is going to be very interactive because we have issues that concern each and every one of us, whether in Ghana, in Nigeria, or any part of the world. It's some issue that everyone can talk about. So today we are talking about the pace of investigating crime in our country. The pace of investigating crime.
So when we're talking about the pace, we're talking about the level at which these crimes are being
investigated. And how quick the police is in investigating crimes.
Response. I remember, I remember in Nigeria they used to have, I don't know if it is still there, they call themselves quick response. Quick response in Nigeria. I don't know if they still exist, but you know, these people are the slowest people to respond ever with such a unique title, quick response.
And we are using a case study of the death of the journalist Ahmed Suale, who died last year, and up till now, exactly a year, nothing has been done about it. We have not even been able to arrest the suspects, and Ghanaians are talking. Everyone is talking. What is the police doing about it?
Well, first and foremost, we're talking about the pace at which these security personnel or these police people carry out their crime investigations. One thing we should know is that they lack the necessary techniques needed, or that is what I feel. Because if they are very educated on how to carry out serious crimes issues like such as the journalists, and I'm sure by now they should have a couple of people.
I also feel, you know, these things are delicate issues. They have to do with, you know, top government officials giving threats. You know, it was the top government official giving threats.
Yeah.
So now they are being very careful about this thing.
Why is it that when it comes to government you have to be careful?
That is the problem. That is the problem.
When it involves a government official, you have to be careful. First and foremost, the main purpose the government institution is created is to serve the people. Why should the people now be afraid of those who are supposed to be serving them?
And now it makes the journalists afraid of their duty because there's corruption everywhere. And now they want to delve in and get the corrupt nature out of them. But now they are afraid because what if they also lose their life?
A lot of people, I was hinted recently by an undisclosed person that a lot of journalists have gone missing. Yes, I'm saying it on air. A lot of journalists have gone missing since the Buhari's administration announced the social media bill. And the military has taken that as a stand because initially, before, there was no bill. So anybody can do anything they want to do on social media and they can go scot-free. But now that the government has placed, you know, an embargo on it, the military has taken grounds. The military are making a lot of people disappear in Nigeria. I'm saying it right now.
It's a very dicey situation.
Yeah.
Very, very dicey.
And we don't know how when this is going to end. But at the end of the day, we wish that these people.
And you know, this is an election year, and this is the time that all these issues have to come up. But who is the one going to say it? Because everyone is afraid of his or her life.
Yeah. Well, we in as much as we're careful or we're concerned about our lives, right? It is the opinion. We say it as it is. They are not doing their job. They should not be given the title of quick response. They are the slowest people to respond.
Yes.
So police people watching us right now, just do your job. And that is all we are saying. Okay, now let's leave these police people and the quick response to crime. Let's leave them. And let's move to the next story. I heard the ban that was on government officials in Ghana by the U.S. has been taken off.
So the U.S. gave a list of 7,000 deportees, meaning that they were living in the country illegally.
Wow.
They didn't have necessary documents to be living in the U.S.
But those people are not diplomats.
Yes, they are Ghanaians. They are normal Ghanaians. So, you know, this is the case now. If the Ghanaian government is refusing to take these people back, then you diplomats are not going. So that's the case.
So that was the situation.
That was the situation. Yes. Well, and there was a statement. So let's read this statement. You have the statement on the screen now. So the United States has lifted the visa restrictions applied under the Section 243D of the United States Immigration and Nationality Act. As of Friday, January 17, 2020, visa processing will return to the normal procedures. So the validity period and the number of entries on new tourist and business visas, that's B1, B2, for all Ghanaian executive and legislative branch employees, their spouses and their children under 21 will revert to receiving the normal validity based on reciprocity, which is currently 5 years with multiple entries. All pending non-immigrant visas to domestic employees, that's the A3 and G5 of Ghanaian diplomats posted in the United States that were receiving during the visa restrictions will now be processed.
Okay. So well, I feel these people, there is more to it than we are told. Let's face the fact. There is more to, I believe, that is my opinion. I believe that there is more to it. Probably these people, they plan to, you know, go to this nation and not return. They plan to escape.
Yes.
Escape.
And most of them have, you know, exceeded their time.
Yes. And they don't want to come back.
And they would you have come back?
Personally, if I go to America, I'll still come back to, because of my knowledge about America and about Africa, I'll still come back to Africa. Because over there, they are the fathers of corruption. Let's say that. Yes. So yeah, maybe these people, they don't want to come back. That is why the US had to put their strategy there and, you know, put an embargo. But right now, I'm glad they've resolved it, and at the end of the day, both nations, and there is no dispute anywhere. Okay, so let's move straight into Nigeria, where I want to start, where I want to really focus my attention on. Sorry, we're in Ghana, all right, but seriously, have you ever been stopped by a police officer before, and he asks to search your phone? Have you ever experienced that before?
That's like invading of privacy.
Sweetie, I'm glad you used that word. Invading of what?
Privacy.
But even our Nigerian police personnel don't even know the meaning of invading privacy. But before we continue this, just watch this video.
Want to tell you that this year, the excesses of our personnel will not be tolerated. We are going to embark on in-house cleansing. Those that cannot conform with us, and our philosophy will be shown the way out. I also want to bring to your notice and also to inform you that no officer have the right to stop you on the road and ask you to bring your phone, because it is illegal.
Okay, so that was a police officer, not just a regular, you know, sergeant.
Yeah.
He has a title. He's a title man.
Yes.
So he is saying that it is illegal for a policeman to stop you and search your phone. If you have that experience, you need to contact the nearby police.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
It's a good thing. It's something that has to be enforced, and something that has to be going on, not in Nigeria only, but also in Ghana, because my privacy is my right.
Thank you. And a lot of you who don't know that the policeman stopping you and searching your phone, it's illegal. I think it's high time you know. We are telling you right now, it is your right. If he does not, if the police officer, he or she or whatever they call themselves, don't have a valid document or unauthorized document to search your phone, it is illegal. You just have to report them. But you see, stuff like this coming from our nation, Ghana, Nigeria, because of the corrupt system we have and how, you know, the government are still trying their hard, but you see, when government tried to eradicate corruption, they are like the founders of corruption.
Exactly.
So,
that is the problem we are facing.
Yeah, that's the problem we are facing.
That's a problem coupled with the leaders.
Yes, even if you have such an encounter, it will be difficult for you to go and report. Because the person you are going to report it to might be the godfather of...
You know, everyone is related to someone. Everyone knows somewhere up there.
So I feel what I think needs to be done is, aside the fact that we as citizens need to adhere to what this police officer is saying, that a policeman cannot just stop you and, you know, search your phone illegally. But sweetie, do you know there's something that is happening in Nigeria? I don't know if it's really happening in Ghana actually, but probably it will, because we're in Africa.
What's it?
Do you know that there's the younger police officers, like the sergeants, the ones they send to the roadside, you know, the ones you meet at the traffic at night, stopping you. Do you know they have someone they report to, and at the end of the month they settle their bosses? From the money they take from the people? Thank you. It's everywhere, my dear. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Okay, Ghana, Nigeria, Africa. You see, this is sorry my English, but this is pure wickedness from our so-called security person. You are settling your boss with whose money? Because at the end of the month, you are paid. Aside the taxpayers' money, we also pay money. Saying aside the taxpayer, which means you are exempting yourself. Aside our money, aside our money. You are collecting the extra we have on the road. Yeah. To pay your bosses. It's sad. It's really sad. It doesn't really make the profession attractive again. So I still feel that whatever the policeman is saying, or the police head is saying, it is something we should adhere to. A policeman stops you and requests to search your phone, know your right. But come on, let's face the fact. In as much as we know our right, let's face the fact. Nigeria, I don't know about Ghana. It not go work. Let me use the pidgin English. It will not work. People. It will not work anywhere. Not in Nigeria, not in Ghana. Who are you reporting it for? Oh, you know, that man is just showing off, giving a very nice mood statement right there because he knows he's in front of the media. So he wants to say something nice. But this is something that is not realistic in our nation. Yes. But at least at the end of the day, we know Nigeria and Africa is going somewhere. So we'll try our possible best to make sure that in one way or the other, because if you're not careful, I mean, imagine SAS stops you and say, bring your phone, you refuse, that is my personal right. They will shoot you down, or they will beat the living bread out of you. Interesting. That will bring us to our next story. Talking about police people beating people illegally. Not too long, a mechanic was beaten to death in Rivers State, Nigeria. Yes, by a police officer. Police officer. Now this case came to the spotlight because the mechanic works for a journalist. His name is Comrade Phil. Okay. Now, Comrade Phil, who was narrating the story, said he gave his car to the mechanic to repair. The mechanic actually just got married not too long. Okay. He gave the car to a mechanic to repair, and after repairing the car, the mechanic and his co-mechanics took other people's car and decided to do what we call the test driving. And they were stopped by the police, and because they could not provide the necessary documents, they assumed they are robbers, took them to jail, and they eventually beat them, and this guy died. Oh. But this is my question. Did the owner of the car report the car missing? You know, police people to assume. You know, that is the mistake the police do. You know, irrespective of it being in Nigeria or in Ghana. Mistake, sorry to cut. If you say mistake, you are fine-tuning it. It's stupidity. Because mistake is something you don't know and you do. They take the law into their own hands. For no reason. They are being guided by laws, but they take the law into their own hands, which is not supposed to be done. And this man has a wife, and she's pregnant. Just got married. Just got married 6 months ago. It's so bad. And the guy did not report his car missing. First and foremost, that is where this particular story is pissing me off. The owner of the car, or those who own the cars that the mechanics were driving, did not announce their cars missing. So you are not obliged to go and carry out. You see, when you are supposed to carry out your policing duty, you don't carry it out. It is when you are not supposed to carry out your so-called policing duty, you do it, and at the end of the day, stuff like this happen. Exactly. I think the family should take this to the highest. They should take it to what level? Demand that these police officers pay for what has been done. In as much as no matter how. But you know, you can't bring the dead. You can't bring the dead up to life. Yeah. But this is really, really, really sad. And I feel it's a very sad. It's a very sad story. That they should watch out. If not, the nation is just going to continue that way. So remember how last week we talked about a governor that was taken out of seat. We had a conversation with our correspondent. Yes. So we're going to show you a couple of videos right now. The first one you're going to watch is how during the inauguration ceremony, the politicians were exciting, and they celebrated the inauguration of the new governor. And after that, the one who was taken out of seats because it was revealed that his voting was illegal.
Yep.
Illegal.
Yeah.
It's illegal all the way. You see him commenting and saying that he pities the people of Imo State because they are just welcoming their doom. Well, we know why he's saying that, right? Let's watch this video. We'll be right back.
We are the I'm singing the song. We are the united. We are the society. As we come away, we put the past behind.
Like I told you, you see, one of the good things that have happened for my people. First of all, here is a Hope Uzodinma who has been around. A driver that is licensed to drive. Now we are talking of another person, I can't even remember his name, who is trying to drive a vehicle with learner's permit. You see, when you join that vehicle, of course, you will not be surprised if you are involved in an accident. But when you join a vehicle that is being driven by a licensed driver, of course, if there is any accident, you will be shocked and surprised.
So that was the videos of, I will not even want to mention their names, politicians, because, you know, one is celebrating, the other one is angry. It is all the politician gimmick. But at the end of the day, what we are hoping for is that the newly elected governor treats the people well and fulfills his promises.
Yes.
Well, we may say for Nigeria it's hard, but we are still optimistic.
Nothing is impossible.
Yes. Let's move to something else.
So I heard about Golden Boy, Peruzzi, and Davido. What's happening in their camp?
Oh, okay. The three saga between these guys. So what is happening is, apparently it seems Golden Boy Entertainment had an agreement with Davido before Peruzzi started singing with Davido. Okay. But according to the agreement, Davido has not gone through the legal process he's supposed to. But at the end of the day, he's taking royalties from, you know, Peruzzi's song. Yeah. Remember there's this song, Fire, Fire, you remember that song? Yeah,
Fire, Fire.
Originally, that song belongs to Peruzzi, Golden Boy's Entertainment.
Oh,
but as it stands right now, it looks like that song originated from Davido's music record label. So that is where the saga is coming from, especially the backlash right now is coming from Golden Boy Entertainment, saying that Davido is, you know, enjoying what is not supposed to be enjoying. So he's actually supposed to go through the right process so that all this saga between he and Peruzzi will end.
I even heard something about Chioma. I heard Chioma was Peruzzi's side chick, and Peruzzi introduced Chioma as the cousin to Davido. And now there's some back case somewhere.
The Chioma is not the Chioma we know. Because when the Chioma was with so-called Peruzzi, we never knew Chioma.
Yes.
Now Chioma is not attached
now Chioma is Chioma.
And Chioma is Chioma. But well, at the end of the day, these are also backstories we're getting. But, you know, when it comes to these entertainments, you can expect nothing but, you know, serious saga.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if Davido is actually going against their set agreement, I think it's something that needs to be rectified.
Yes.
It's something that needs to be rectified.
The two parties have to sit down.
The two parties
and then they know what's right
from right.
Yeah. I don't even think this thing should even come out. Yeah.
Maybe Golden Boy CEO has been trying to get through to Davido, and Davido is not responding. You know, it's kind of like that, doing that. You know, when they hear stars that are not consistent with what they want to do, they will just, you know, this person is not popular, so let it be. But at the end of the day, as you just saw right now, or you're hearing right now, the song Fire Fire is originally from Golden Boy Entertainment. So it's not, let's not make it feel like it's still from Davido. Until Davido do the right thing, Golden Boy will keep making noise on him. Now, away from that, before we go for a quick commercial break, Ubi Franklin has just been appointed as the tourism advisor, special advisor to River State, and we wish him all the very best. You know this guy, you know Techno, right?
Yeah, Techno.
That's Techno's ex-manager.
Oh, nice.
And he and Techno has this serious banter, and we wouldn't want to bring out dead skeletons.
Yeah.
But why we're bringing this particular story is to congratulate Ubi Franklin, because we know that as a tourism advisor, which means he's going to bring in all his experts in the entertainment industry, the tourism industry for the past years into that particular sector of you know, political appointment.
And funny enough, it's not only in Nigeria. In Ghana, we have a lot of people from the entertainment sector moving into the political scene.
Well, we wish them all the very best on that particular one. So what we do right now, we still have Meghan Markle's story and Prince Harry to discuss. We'll go for a quick commercial break. After this break, we'll be joined by Tony, the movie guy, to have a brief discussion on the current state of the Ghanaian film industry and the way to move forward in 2020. We'll be right back.
Action, nigga. Oh, you recording? Oh, I'm sorry, man. Welcome to Top 10 Africa Season 3 right here on V Nation TV. God damn it, I'm excited. Right here on Top 10 Africa, we'll bring you top trending music videos from the east to the west to the north and to the south of Africa. Yes, it's Top 10 Africa, baby. If you know what I'm talking about, we gon' rock it. Like, dum dum, ba da 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 da. Hit it? No, cut it.
Huh? Update. Beat is crazy.
Welcome back from that break. And before we go on for that break, we said we're going to have an interview with someone from the movie industry who is here to help us get to know the way forward in the movie industry and what's going on. So we have Mr. Tony Asankuma, who is the founder and creative writer of GhanaMovieFreak.com, to help us delve more into that issue. You're welcome.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, boss one.
First and foremost, let's move straightly into the conversations.
Sure.
Now, there's been tons of reports, especially in 2019, that the Ghanaian movie industry is falling apart or it's going down, and you have been in the forefront of criticizing movie makers and their work. What would be your opinion in the passing year about the Ghana movie industry?
I've always maintained that the industry is not dead or fallen, as people like to put it. By popular reaction, I'd always maintain that the industry is evolving. It's an evolution, and the way evolution works, it requires that certain things phase out, requires that certain things change, it requires that the way we approach our forms of activities also change. And we are in that process. So that evolution is what's making it seem or appear as though that the industry is dead. But it's a good evolution. Last year, for instance, was an amazing year for Ghana film industry. It's setting us up for greater things, and I believe we are on the right track.
What are some of those things you feel that are falling apart that the people need to get used to? What specifically do you feel that the industry lacked last year?
Okay, so to answer the first part of your question, the evolution that is happening in our film space is requiring that producers work towards more quality than quantity. Okay. That's how come we are seeing fewer films than before, but those fewer films are geared or pushed towards quality, which is a good look for our film industry. And I think that argument would always go back and forth as to if we need more films or do we need quality films. But the world is changing. It's quality that sells. Once we are beginning to understand the importance of actually putting out quality films as opposed to putting out so many films that are not of that quality, it's working in our favor. Yeah. So for last year, for instance, amazingly, Ghana for the first time was able to submit a film to the Oscars, which is a good look for us. Okay. And that has opened up the conversation that we are actually putting out good work. And it's a great start. I can only imagine what 2020 also brings for us.
So, do you think that I was communicating with a filmmaker a couple of days ago, and he made mention of the fact that one of the main reasons the industry experienced the challenges it faced in 2019 was because the media was not promoting them as much as they are supposed to, rather than any other kind of content. What would be you a media person, so what would be your opinion about that?
I'd agree to a certain extent.
To what extent do you agree?
And this is why I'd agree. Our media landscape is such that there's so much noise. there's so much noise, there's so much going on all the time, and it's very important that to get the media's attention, you need to either break through or be more than basic. You need to be spectacular.
When you talk about breakthrough, is it the content, the film, or what they are producing needs to have that quality to break through the people? What are you talking about?
I wouldn't lean so much towards content or quality. Okay. In this case, I'll lean towards having a buzz. Okay. Once there's a buzz around that production or that film, media has no choice than to want to be part of that buzz.
And how can such buzz be created?
It's all about finding the right approach to marketing and promoting our films. I believe also, as part of the evolution, we are beginning to understand the importance of marketing and promotion of our films. Once we are able to do that, then we create buzz around our films. Then media has no choice than to want to tap or feed into that buzz, because like media works, it's all about the numbers and trying to get people interacted in what they have to offer them media wise. So I think we are beginning to find that balance, and it's working as part of the evolution of the Ghana film industry.
Okay, do you feel that Ghanaian film industry still see Nigerian film industry as a competition? Do you think that competition is still there?
I think that competition would always be there.
Why do you think
it's healthy competition, if I should put it.
You're saying it's a healthy
competition? I think it's healthy competition.
Not to all the filmmakers. I don't think everybody.
Well, like everyone is entitled to their opinion, but I feel it's healthy competition, and the reason I say that is because these are two countries that are forces to reckon with when it comes to entertainment in Africa. Okay, I'm not even going to say West Africa, in Africa. And everywhere in the world, it's Ghana, Nigeria that is mostly in the conversation when it comes to this part of Africa. So that conversation about competition would always be there. It doesn't really matter who is doing the most or who is doing the least. That competition would always be there. And it's good because we have our actors and our creatives crossing over, going to Nigeria, and Nigerians also coming over to Ghana to produce and to star in our films.
But in the last couple of months now, I mean, there's been few of them going over and few of the more of the Nigerians coming here.
That should tell you that there's something we are doing right over here that is attracting them to come over. Yeah, of course, it could be so many factors, but I believe they've also, all Nigerians have begun to understand the evolution that's taking place in the Ghana film industry, and would want to be a part of the action. And it's the right way to go. Collaboration is very important. I believe one of the biggest conversations for the Ghana film industry last year was trying to make Ghana a co-production hub. As in trying to make Ghana a place where other filmmakers from across the world would want to fly into the country just to shoot a movie.
I think last year the industry experienced a lot of that.
Yes, we had several Hollywood productions coming into Ghana to shoot, and that's really opened up the market. Even with the case of the Year of Return, we saw several people coming into the country, so we can only imagine how many more would want to come in and to shoot or to produce films over here. So it's a good look for us generally. Yeah.
Okay, so even we as humans, we grow each and every day. So let's take it back to like 5 years ago. When we talk about the quality of the Ghanaian movie, how has it improved? How has it improved in its quality?
I think quality-wise, it has always been a matter of production elements, and then the way we choose to tell our stories. I think over the last 5 years, we've become more daring. I wish we get more daring, but we've become more daring than before in terms of production. And we've also had a lot of creatives expand their skills and be willing to try them in making of films. We've had amazing cinematographers pop up within a year. We've had amazing directors telling amazing stories within the year, and it's a general feel that although things could get better, it's actually on the part of becoming better. Yeah.
So do we have a criteria for people who want to be actors? Is there a criteria for choosing who is being seen on the camera? Or
I think the decision always has to do with those behind the production. I think there are two factors actually that every producer looks at when making a film and choosing an actor. Do they contribute to the storytelling? Are they the right person for the role? And also, are they marketable? You can't leave the two behind, because the film itself is a product that you intend to sell. So you need to employ all tactics or all angles that can help you market that film. And one of them is to get the right cast and also a marketable cast. So that's mostly has been what has informed the decision of who lands a role or who gets selected for a role in our films. Yeah.
In 2019, which film in particular, I mean, if you don't mind mentioning the name, did you give a very, let's say close to 100% rating? What film was that?
2019.
Yeah, last year.
Okay. So last year, pretty amazing films.
You have Azali.
Azali was actually the year before last year.
Azali was the year before last year.
2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Azali, Burial of Kojo. I'd say the closest that fed into 2019 would be the Burial of Kojo, because it was released in December.
Yeah.
Not last year December, but December 2018, and then it led into 2019. So I'll go for the Burial of Kojo. Yeah.
What would be your opinion about the trends now where these entertainers or actors are now producing their own content? Someone like Yvonne Nelson, last year she produced 2 contents. The latter part of last year she produced a second film. Do you feel that it's because the investors are not bringing their money no more, so these actors want to take it upon themselves? Do you feel that is good for the industry?
I think it's amazing. If you look everywhere in the world, anyone who breaks into the limelight as an actor or as a sensation on TV is looking beyond just that title. I think the ultimate for any actor is to have executive producer credit. And it's very important that all of our actors pay attention to that. And it's amazing to have not just your name on a poster, but to have your name on the film. It's one thing to have your name on the poster because you starred in it, and it's another thing to have your name on the film as a owner or a creator of that film. So it's amazing. I think it's the right way to go. Once more of our quote and unquote celebrities or actors are daring enough to produce their films, then it becomes more attractive to an investor, because an investor is sitting back scared as to, is this something I should put my money into it? But once they see that more of these people are putting whatever resources they can gather together into producing their own films, then it becomes more attractive for investors. So I think it's a good look, and I'm hoping that more of them are daring enough to come out. And it's not just about it being individualistic. It would help if, let's say, an Yvonne Nelson partners with an Yvonne Okoro to we
would like to
produce.
See such a band, but for some reason we don't really have that band in the system. I don't know the reason for that. Whilst we plan to wrap up, let's look at the way forward for the movie industry, especially in 2020. What do you feel producers need to do more, the scriptwriters need to do? Because a lot of people are complaining that too much of the glamorous story, they're not really depicting the African culture and tradition, what is really happening in our culture, what is really happening in our today Africa. So what do you feel these filmmakers need to do more?
I think it will start with us, or I say us because I see myself part of the film industry. It will start with us all being a bit more creative and a bit more daring. Most of the films that have amassed global attention are films that are of subjects that are conversation worthy. Films that would cause people to want to sit down and argue over. Films that would cause people to have conversations that are needed for either economic or social or religious growth. So I want to see that most of these things happen for the Ghana film industry in the year 2020 and beyond. And I believe that it's actually taking form. I would also want to see that we have more of our audiences be willing to go to the cinemas to pay to watch the films, because that's what's important. Once the producers are actually making a return on their investments, then they will be encouraged to do more and to go to very, very large extents to produce amazing products.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the 25th of January, this month to be precise, you hosting a convention for film in Ghana. First and foremost, I want to know the brain behind that. Tell us the brain behind that convention.
Okay, so it's the GH Movie Con. The first, we are calling it the Median Film Convention for the Ghana film industry. We've noticed that in the space of the Ghana film industry, there's not much buzz or talk about the films. So we decided to create a platform that allows people to get some form of excitement, some form of buzz about what to expect within the year. So for this particular first edition, we've highlighted some films and also film-related technology that we believe people should pay attention to for the year 2020 and beyond. So it's a partnership between my company and then Silverbird Ghana, who have been amazing and helped.
That's the venue, right?
Yes, that's the venue on the 25th of January. They've partnered with us to put together this event. You can think of it as the Apple event of the Ghana film industry, where we are going to show you some of the amazing films and film-related technology that are coming out in the year 2020.
Just a quick one. This has come to my notice that for the past couple of months now, there's been tons of seminars, film seminars, there's been tons of events, all geared towards educating these filmmakers more on how to produce quality films that will meet the standard. We're not saying produce like Hollywood, but we need to a certain standard. For example, Lila Jansi recently held one where she
the Oscar committee.
Yes. So what do you feel that these people need to do more? Because you do this now, all right. What do they need to do to implement what they are being taught in these various seminars and the conventions like yours? What should they do more to actually not just come listen, but go out there and make that a reality?
I think it always starts with people be willing to come to this gatherings or conventions, and it's because you are trying to, like I keep saying, it's an evolution. We need all these things to make meaning to our film industry. We need all these things to be able to produce quality content that would attract the world. So I believe that once these conventions, seminars and stuff are going on, the filmmakers are always left with something to take home, to ponder over, to get them to understand that film in itself as a business and an art can really change the narrative of what is thought of as the Ghanaian or the African. And once that is left in the mind of any creative, they will be inspired, motivated, and encouraged to do amazing stuff. So I believe more of these conventions or seminars, we need them. Once it adds to the talent, the experience, the creativity of our people, it's amazing, and we need to push that.
Okay, don't forget that you're still watching The Opinion live on VNTV. Follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. We'll be discussing the way forward for the Ghanaian movie industry, not just Ghana, Africa at large, especially in 2020. Now, Mr. Tony, before we let you go, just let our audience know about the program we just discussed right now, the dates, the time, and who are those that are supposed to attend this convention.
Okay, so it's the GH Movie Con on the 25th of January at the Silverbird Cinemas, 4 p.m. I believe, unfortunately, at this point, our booking is almost over. Okay. As in, people were supposed to go online and book a seat for free to attend this convention. But people should just go on www.ghmoviecon.org and try to get a seat to attend this convention. We are getting almost everybody who is a mover and shaker in the film industry to be at this event, including the newly established National Film Authority. Yes, they will be there. They will be doing their first public appearance, if I should put it in that way, to talk about the film industry. And for those who might miss the event, they should watch out for the live stream or other video content concerning the event that we are hopeful to put out. And this is the first edition. We are hoping to do it every year to get people to understand that film is not dead, and the business of film can change the narrative for Ghana.
Awesome. VNTV is definitely going to be there this Saturday to cover it. So as he made mention, for those who might miss it, you can still subscribe to our YouTube channel because we'll be giving you an highlight of that event. Thank you so much, Mr. Tony.
All right. Thank you too.
Appreciate your time.
All right,
So we'll go for a quick commercial, but when we come back, we'll be talking about Prince Harry and Meghan, how they've decided to leave royalty for normal people. We'll be right back.
Enjoy a wide variety of quality content on VNTV. Only on VNTV. Watch talk shows like The Opinion for political and social discussion. Sports Hub for all your sports news. I want to know what's trending? Oops, we got you with social media trends.
Download VNTV app from Google Play Store.
And enjoy all of our awesome programs, local and foreign movies whenever, wherever. VNTV, powerhouse of entertainment.
Welcome back from that interview. Let's move on now to our last story. So, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have now said that they are going to put down their his and her royal titles down.
Yeah. I mean, that is by choice. So
yes, by choice.
It's by choice. It's not like because they say they are moving away from their royal duties, that titles need to be taken from them. No, they made a choice to take out those titles.
Yes, they have been trending for quite a while now about they want to move away from the royal family and be on their own and live independent lives. And I think it's a good one. It's a good one because they want to build a family out of in as much as there is going to be out of the royal family, they're going to be a family of their own. They're not going to depend on anyone for anything. They want to, build themselves up to the kind of family they always wanted to be.
Yeah, before we finalize this particular discussion, there's a video of Prince Harry sharing his views on why he and his wife, Meghan, decided to move out of their royal duties. Watch this.
Once Meghan and I were married, we were excited, we were hopeful, and we were here to serve. For those reasons, it brings me great sadness that it has come to this. The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is we're not walking away, and we certainly aren't walking away from you. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to, that I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life. I was born into this life, and it is a great honour to serve my country and the Queen. When I lost my mum 23 years ago, you took me under your wing. You looked out for me for so long, but the media is a powerful force. And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful, because this is so much bigger than just us. It has been our privilege to serve you, and we will continue to lead a life of service. So in that respect, nothing changes.
So yeah, there you have it. There is no mixed feelings. The Queen is okay.
Yes, she's okay.
The Queen is okay. She's okay. The entire royal family are okay for them. And as he said, they don't want to be doing activities that is funded by people. Because whatever is being done in the royal house is being funded by the neighboring by the people. So I think it's a good step for both of them. And he said they've been discussing this for years now and months. So wish them all the very best. I don't think this kind of thing will happen in Africa, where a royal person will decide and say
they would want to enjoy royalty.
Well, even if it is me, come on, this is the world royalty. When you talk about royalty, we're talking about British royalty, not the kings and queens.
This is not anything someone would be running away from.
No.
I will be grabbing it.
But at the end of the day, we wish them all the very best. And we know they're interestingly, I've always thought that Meghan would, in one way or the other, go back into acting. She's an actress.
Yes,
she's an actress.
Yes, she's an actress.
So maybe this I give her the opportunity again.
Yeah, and I think when she says she wants to live an independent life, you know, when you are part of the royal family, there are some things you are not supposed to do.
A lot of restrictions.
Very, very.
How you move.
Exactly.
How you talk, the people you relate with.
And it's her career.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even when people come visit you, they send them a list of stuff to do before they visit you as a royal person. How they are supposed to stand when they are shaking you. How they are supposed to
how they are supposed to walk.
Everything is.
They're supposed to dress.
Come on, this is 21st century. They should live a free life.
Yeah.
That is why when I heard this particular story, I say that the queen needs to be applauded. For all the years she sat on that throne, these are the strict orders she's been following. Well, she was then.
She was born into it.
She was born into it.
Yes, she didn't come to like, you know, Meghan is new.
Yes.
You know, so it's like she's adapting to the new one.
Prince who's been there for the past 35 years. I mean, he's been there well, but...
I asked you a question the other time.
What's that?
Have you been in love before?
Of course I've been in love. Who told you I'm not even in love now?
Love will make you do the things you do not want to do, the things you do not even want to think about.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly the reason they decided to take that decision. Well, it's been fun.
Yes.
It's been fun on today's program. We had a discussion on our police system in Nigeria. We had an insightful interview with Tony from GH Movie Freak. We're going to be at his event later on in the month, and we'll see how that works out for him. You have a final words?
It's a weekend.
It's a weekend.
It's a weekend.
When you say it's a weekend, what do you mean? It's a weekend. It sounds...
I mean, it's a weekend.
Yeah.
Away from the stress and to lay on your bed and think about yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a weekend.
Think about yourself. Drink water and mind your own business.
And mind your own business. Well, for me, it's a weekend, as she made mention. I'm going to go chill out and have some good time. Don't forget to chill out and have a good time. And follow us on our various social media handles. And let's get interactive. Once again, you'll be watching The Opinion. My name is Kelvin FNK.
And I'm Mariana.
We'll see you next week.